Hello, everybody. Welcome to concurrent session number 4 of the 2021 Illinois Child Passenger Safety Virtual Conference. You have joined the car seat panel number 3 session with Vera Fullaway, Carol Helminski, and Courtney Berry, and Daniela Brown. Our moderator for this session is Kathy Murphy, and this session is worth 1 CPS CEU. As a reminder, you may network and collaborate through the chat function located in the bottom right corner of your meeting window. Second, we will hold all questions for the presenters until the end of the session. The Q&A function will be available about 15 minutes before the end of the session, at which time you can submit your questions. Please include the name of your presenter to whom your question is directed. Click the button with the 3 dots in the lower right-hand corner of your meeting window to access that menu. Third, to receive continuing education credit, watch for an email that you'll receive within about a week following the activity. It will contain a link and instructions to complete the conference evaluation and download your certificate. So as a final reminder, this session is being recorded. We'll hang on for just a few minutes before we get started, but about 11 o'clock is when we're going to get things going. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, welcome everyone. We are going to go ahead and get started since it is 11 o'clock. This presentation is car seat panel number 3. My name is Kathy Murphy, and I am one of the liaisons here in Illinois. I am a child passenger safety instructor and have been since 2006. I'll do a little introduction of our panelists, and then if there's anything they want to add when they're speaking, they can do so. The chat box is open now. As in the past presentations, if you want to communicate during the presentation, use the chat box, and then about 15 minutes before the end of the presentation, the question and answer box will come up and you'll be able to put your your questions there, and we'll try to answer as many as we can. Starting off, we will have Vera Fullaway. She did her undergraduate studies were completed at Colorado State University with majors in physics and microbiology. Her experience as a paramedic led her to a career in injury prevention education. Vera has been with the Traffic Safety System Incorporation since 2004. She is the company's global brand representative, regulatory compliance officer, customer service manager, and product development assistant. Vera has a lot of hats. Carol Helminski works in the marketing department at Graco's Children's Products Incorporated, a Newell Brands company, and it is involved in car seat safety via numerous exhibits and conferences. She is an active CPS instructor since February 5th, 2004, and a technician since March of 1999. Carol brings 30 years of child advocacy and car seat experience to the Graco team. Carol represented Graco and car seat manufacturers on the National CPS Board for 10 years. Carol is also a member of the Lee Collier County, Florida Safe Kids Coalition. Next, we'll have Courtney Berry. She got involved with child passenger safety in 2004 and has been passionate about doing her part to keep little ones safer in the car ever since. She has been an instructor for 15 years and enjoys helping people learn the benefits of using a car seat correctly. As an advocate, she is privileged to partner with Kiko to bring real-world issues and solutions to the table with innovative products. And next, we will have Daniela Brown. She has been a mechanical engineer in the vehicle seating industry for 9 years. She started working for a CRS manufacturer in 2007. She's been a technician since 2008 and instructor since 2014. She has been with Up a Baby as their safety advocate for 7.5 years and is a mother of 3 girls. All right, so Vera, whenever you're ready.
You're on mute.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, hello. Is my screen up?
Yes.
Oh, fantastic. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity to introduce our Ride Safer brand of child restraints. Safe Traffic System is a privately owned company based in Chicago, Illinois, and we are committed entirely to the development of innovative products for the safe and effective transportation of children. We began researching the effective ways to restrain children who were secured with lap-only seatbelts in the early 2000s. At that time, it was the only option for children riding in the center seat of most vehicles. Higher weight limit car seats were not available as commonly as today. So since booster seats cannot be used with lap-only seatbelts, we began designing legal alternative that would be as effective as a car seat with an internal harness for those larger children. We used the 10-year-old crash test dummy to study the actual movement of the child's body in the seating position and found some very disturbing movements that that put the child at tremendous risk for lumbar spine injuries and intra-abdominal organ injuries. If you will notice in this video, as the child is going forward, the lower torso is slipping underneath that lap portion of the belt, and the belt is intruding into the abdominal area, and that's what causes the lumbar stress and most likely some very serious internal injuries. The Generation 1 vest was developed and launched for those booster age kids in 2004. We were able to control the upper torso motion and prevent that submarining under the lap belt while keeping well within regulatory requirements for forces and excursions. As mentioned earlier, the Ride Safer travel vest is able to be certified as a harness according to Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standard 213. We conduct many additional tests using the booster seat protocol to be able to allow the use of a lap and shoulder belt without the tether. In October of 2016, we launched the Generation 4 of Ride Safer travel vest. Our intent with the changes were to make the vest more adjustable in the shoulders and make the vest more comfortable for children, and to allow parents to be able to easily buckle and unbuckle them. So we created a newly patented ring system and a ring and hook system to be able to accomplish all of that. But unfortunately, it didn't work out as we planned, and we made something that was entirely kid-friendly and parent-proof. So in October of 2019, we introduced the Generation 5 Ride Safer travel vest. The Generation 5 Ride Safer travel vest is a very similar looking device, but it has some differences. All of our products are tested and certified in accordance with Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standard 213 in approved crash test facilities in the U.S. and worldwide. We hold additional certifications in many countries worldwide. The Ride Safer travel vests are tested and certified using the lap-only seatbelt plus the tether to meet the regulatory requirements of a harness in those states that require car seats for children up to age 4. The vests are then tested and retested in various configurations with the lap and shoulder belts using the booster seat testing protocol. When a caregiver chooses to use a lap and shoulder belt without the tether, the Ride Safer travel vest is considered a belt positioning system with an enhanced protection. All of the vests are shipped with a tether to provide additional pre-crash positioning and support during non-frontal collisions. As you see in the photo, we recommend the use of the tether in addition to the lap and shoulder belt to offer better protection during non-frontal collisions such as side impact, offset, and rollover. All of the vests also ship with a crotch strap to provide an anti-submarining feature and qualify the vest as a 5 restraint system. Some notable features of the Ride Safer travel vests include an innovative series of padding that absorb and dissipate the energies of the crash force on all torso locations that the seatbelt makes contact with. That includes the clavicle or collarbone and the abdominal area where the lap belt may be displaced during a collision. The tether that is provided with each vest attaches to reinforced fabric loops. We've recently switched from deformable metal guides to reinforced fabric to prevent heat-related discomfort to the child in case the vest is left in a hot car. The vests are equipped with deformable metal guides on the lap and on each shoulder. The reason for the deformable metal is for the ability for rapid egress during an emergency. This feature is required for a European certification, and it is included in all U.S. products for the safety of the child when a rapid escape from the vehicle becomes necessary. All you need to do is unbuckle the seatbelt and yank very, very hard on the seatbelt to be able to pull through on those deformable guides. The shoulder belt guides are adjustable up and down, so a correct angle of the shoulder belt can be achieved across the center of the upper torso. We want to see the belt guide on the retractor side to be on the middle of the clavicle or in mid shoulder. The opposite side really doesn't matter at this point unless the shoulder belt is crossing too high on the chest. In that case, the opposite side shoulder belt guide can be pushed down to be able to achieve the correct angle across the chest of the child. The aircraft grade metal hook locking system is load bearing and tested well beyond its required strength. It is easily hooked and unhooked by an adult, but shaped so that it does not easily unhook when the adjustable waist strap is correctly tightened around the child's body. The vests all have adjustable shoulder straps and are equipped for routing for our future aircraft attachment system, which we are still working with the Federal Aviation Administration to be able to find the parameters and the guidelines that are required for testing and some of the changes that are required for the Code of Federal Regulations. Each of the vests is also provided with a neck pillow. It is optional for daily use, but does provide that needed positioning when the child falls asleep in the car by preventing head shift to the side and oftentimes forward. Our expansion panel launched several months ago. It can be used on all three sizes of the Ride Safer travel vest and is intended to offer a better fit for the children that are wider than average. The expansion on it is up to 14 inches in the waist. It is very simple to use. You would simply attach it to one of the hooks and then attach the other hook to the loop on the expansion panel, pull it nice and snug, and you are ready to go. Some convenience features of the Ride Safer travel vest include the fact that it can be put on and adjusted on the child prior to entering the vehicle. This feature is particularly important for families who use carpools, ride shares, and taxis by eliminating the time necessary to install a car seat. Once in the car, adjusting the seat belt is quick and easy. Simply buckle the seat belt, pull the lap belt through the lap belt guides, pull the shoulder belt through the shoulder belt guides, and enjoy the ride. As cars are getting smaller and smaller, but car seats and booster seats are getting bigger and bulkier, the Ride Safer travel vests are only as wide as the child's body, offering more comfort and less fuss. For the younger children and the shorter children, the Safer travel vest can be safely used in conjunction with our Delighter booster. We are working on a modified Delighter booster, which should be available in the next several months. Please keep an eye out on that. It is certified as a standalone booster and weighs 1 pound and is currently the lightest full-size booster on the market. The vests are available in 3 sizes, ranging from 30 pounds to 110 pounds, and in 4 colors. The price is $165 for the small and $225 for the extra large. Thank you again for the opportunity to review the innovative features of our Ride Safer travel vest. My contact information is listed on this slide. Please feel free to snap a photo and contact me at any time if I can be of any further assistance.
Thank you, Vera. Carol, you're up. If you could turn your camera back on. Carol, are you ready? You'll need to unmute and please turn your camera on if you like.
Because I'm on. Next slide. Okay, I'm Courtney Berry. I'm Kiko's CPS advocate. And I always like to give a little base of where Kiko is from. So we are part of the Global Artsana group, which is based in Como, Italy. In Europe, if you go, you'll see Kiko's like the old Baby Gap. There's Kiko stores everywhere. It's kind of fun. But we are Kiko USA. So if you look for us on Facebook or social media, look for Kiko USA. Otherwise, you might get another country. Next slide. Here's our current line of car seats. So we have our Key Fit, our Fit 2, there are infant car seat lines, then our Next Fit, Fit 4, which is our all-in-one, the MyFit harness to booster, and then our Kid Fit high back booster and our Go Fit. So we cover the whole gamut of car seats out there. But today I'm going to start off, we're going to talk about a new addition to Key Fit, to the Key Fit line. Next slide. So the Key Fit 35 is our latest addition. We essentially took the Fit 2 and things we liked about it, but put it into practice on the Key Fit. So we have an adjustable headrest. We have a little bit more leg room because of how the base is designed. We added the Euro belt routing for the carry-only install. And to the right on that slide, you can see those are installation videos, which are really helpful. They have how to fit your child in the car seat, how to install your base, how to install with just the carrier. So it is a really nice, informative way to work with parents if you don't get to work with them in person. Next slide. The other thing I love about this base is that it has an anti-rebound bar. And so as a result, it helps with a tight installation, but what's very cool is that you can put the Key Fit or the Key Fit 30 in that base. You can't go the other way. The Key Fit 35 is not going to fit in the Key Fit 30 or the Key Fit base, but if a parent already has a Key Fit 30 and they wanted an extra base, they could purchase this with the anti-rebound bar. So that's very exciting. Next slide. So when we look at our Key Fit family and how the car seats grow, this is kind of how we range that car seats fit based on the height and weight of those car seats. So as you can see, we kind of gauge around 9 months, 12 months, 18 months, and 24 months for the 4 seats. Again, if your child's in the 100th percentile, they'd probably outgrow these seats sooner. Next slide. So next, I want to touch on our Fit 4 all-in-one. This came out the beginning of last year. So next slide. What we did was we really looked at how do you make an all-in-one last through the life of the child. And so we did that by creating layers, like an onion, I guess. Should have a picture of Shrek there. But basically, for the first stage of 4 to 16 pounds, there's an insert. On all of the inserts is a tag, so it tells you when it's time to turn around or remove that insert. So the first one's 4 to 16 pounds. You can remove it at 12 pounds if you like. The next insert for stage 2 is 12 to 40 pounds. You must use that insert rear facing, but then when you go forward facing, you must remove that insert. So stage 3 is going to be just your regular car seat, and stage 4 is your booster mode. So next slide. For booster mode, our insert in, and I'm putting my air quotes around, which you can't see. We have a shoulder belt guide. That is not required for booster mode. It was just a way to make something for each stage. So next slide. The other thing we added for nice, like easy installation for parents, just to have a little bit more instructions in a different way was a QR code. So on every Fit 4 is a QR code, which takes you to our installation videos and also into our stages videos and information, so they can make sure that their children are using it at the right time. Next slide. Okay, so this is very exciting. We just introduced this in the past month, and this is Clear Text. It's our latest innovation, and it's in an effort to support parents' desire for chemical-free products and meet their child's needs. So Clear Text is created through a construction of knit called an interlock. It is essentially 2 jersey knits knitted together with 1 thread. And as a result, you have a material that's soft and durable, but more dense, which limits oxygen, so oxygen can't pass through it as well. And it gives it the ability for us to pass our flammability test. Next slide. So one thing that we did to make sure that we were meeting that requirement of chemical free was we sent our fabric off to Green Guard, and they test off gassing of different materials and things like that. And so we were awarded the Green Guard Gold certificate. So we easily passed that, which was very exciting. Next slide. The other thing that we did was we bonded together the soft goods to the padding foam, and we silk screened the warning labels. So it creates a complete chemical-free soft goods set. So we're starting off our car seats. We're going to start off with the KeyFit 35 and the NextFit Max. So those 2 car seats are going to have Clear Text. We will have an additional KeyFit 35 zip that's going to come out in a month or so. And then next year, you'll see other lines with the Clear Text fabric. Next slide. We also, in the past year, have added a car seat travel bag. This fits all of our car seats. So no matter what car seat you have, you should be able to fit it into this bag. And really, the big thing is parents trying to take their children, their carry-on luggage, all of that through the airport to the airplane. This makes it easier. You can have it as a roller, as a backpack. And then if you're using it on the plane, which we encourage, then you can, get it out easily and just throw that above. So hopefully someday we'll all be traveling soon, and this could be a very nice benefit for those families. Next slide. So I always like to point out to technicians about our website. So on our website, you'll see those orange stars. We have all of our most current product manuals and our product videos. The videos have installation for how to put your child in the car seats, how to install the car seats. The manuals are the most current manuals. So if it's an older car seat, and you don't have the manual, there's no problem with following the newer manuals that are on the website. Next slide. So to contact us, we have our website, kikousa.com, our YouTube channel, which is where all our videos are, our customer service number, and that contact, email contact. All of our customer service reps are technicians and can help you. If they can't, they will send the parent or you to me. Then the other thing I always like to point out is the website. We have a form that parents can fill out. So if a parent came to you and said, the foam fell off of my car seat, they should be directed to that website, because then that gets them in our system when we can start processing it. My email address is the kikocps.usa. Please feel free to email me if you ever have any questions. And I'm also on Facebook as Kiko CPS, so that's a good place to go as well. So just so everyone knows, we do have a technician discount for personal use. It's a one-time thank you. If you send me a copy of your tech code, I will send you, of your tech card, I will send you a coupon code to use on our website. So that's always an option. We are a member of the Manufacturers Alliance for Child Passenger Safety. And that website's housed on the Safe Ride News website. So if you're looking for some additional information on things that manufacturers agree with, or want to find out conference calendars or any other information, please go there and check us out. And thank you for your time.
Thank you, Courtney. And our next presenter will be Daniela Brown.
Okay. Oh, I'm not able to share my screen yet.
You should be presently.
Okay. This looks about right. Okay, can everybody see that?
Can
Yay
you go
or
to
nay?
present? Yes. Perfect.
Okay. All right, good. All right. So this is me and this is my contact information. Oh my gosh, I pulled up the wrong. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay. I just noticed I pulled up the wrong presentation. But this one will do because nothing has changed. So this is me. We've already gone over and explained everything, in my bio. So thank you for that, Kathy. This is our headquarters. We are just outside Rockland, Massachusetts. We have distribution in 50 plus countries. Most of those are our strollers. However, we do have the Mesa and the Mesa i-Size that are making their way around many more countries. 100% of our R&D, marketing, and customer experience team are certified. Our customer experience team is our largest department at UPPAbaby. We have close to, I think, 20 employees just in that department. Good news is you're going to run into a technician when you give anyone a call there. And we have some registration incentives that I always like to point out. We have the limited lifetime warranty. So if the customer registers their car seat within 3 months of purchase or 3 months of receiving the item as a gift, the car seat as a gift, I should mention, they go from like a 2-year warranty, for example, on the Mesa up to 7 years, which is the lifetime of the product. We also have our travel safe program. So of course, we would like people to bring their car seats on the planes, but we know that always does not happen financially and for other reasons. So there is a bag that you can purchase with the Mesa. And if you register both of those within 3 months of purchase, then if damage happens to either product, we will replace them under our travel safe program. So great incentive. This is the Ulta belt positioning booster. All the stats, I should say, are over on the left-hand side. We are really educating with this product, pushing it to 5 years, first grade, approximately. Important, obviously, having the top of the ears contained. We have side impact absorbing pods where point of impact is there and absorbed there rather than transferring to the child. It's a high back booster only. We have an energy response headrest where if there's impact with a child's head inside, the rebound technology that's put in there for the energy absorption is like 3 layers deep, I believe. So they've really put a lot of thought into that. And then we have our secure fit belt routing system. This prevents submarining. So this is just an overall exploded view of our seat, the Ulta. We do have the rigid latch connectors, and our removable cup holder can be on either side and is dishwasher safe. So as far as whether or not the lap belt positioner has to be used, it is not required, but we do strongly recommend it because of the safety aspects behind it. It really holds that lap belt in the correct position relative to a child's body and does, again, prevent submarining from occurring. As far as the rigid latch connectors, same thing. We don't say these have to be used, but they are a great device for what we know in the industry as preventing the object from being a projectile, but also putting the car seat in a pre-crash position. So upon impact, or if you're taking a corner, the car seat and hopefully the child will stay put with this design is the idea. How to activate that? If you pull that gray handle in the front forward, in the direction of the arrow, that whole carriage shoots out the back, and then you rotate your lower anchors toward the vehicle seat and then into the latch connectors. And then if you pull that gray handle in front, apply pressure, it scoots the back of the Ulta against the vehicle seat back. So making that contact point. You guys, I'm sure a lot of you are aware of what the Mesa carrier is. So it's 5 to 35 pounds up to 32 inches. Two things I like to point out here. You'll notice at the top, there is a little gray tab. By pulling that tab and grabbing the headrest and adjusting up and down, that's how you adjust your harness height and your headrest. Customers aren't pulling their manuals out, so I always like to point that out. As well as when you are fitting a preemie, those harness pads, have to be removed. Our infant insert is not required. It's a tool for proper positioning. It fills the child up properly into the harness. So if they're sitting on the buckle where the buckle is pulling away from the pubic bone and it's causing the harness to cut forward to buckle, that's an indication it's no longer needed. Couple things to point out: we don't allow crotch rolls around the buckle because it's just not necessary, nor towels in the headrest area, just because the room isn't there and it's just not necessary as well. We do allow contact with a front vehicle seat as long as the carrier remains attached on the base. It's not being propped up, in other words, and the base is becoming like in full contact with the vehicle seat cushion. But I always like to point this out. It is very important that the vehicle manufacturer permits this method of install as well before this can happen. We do have Henry and Jordan available on the Mesa, not in the Ulta. Those are naturally chemical-free fabrics. They meet FMVSS 213. They are still machine washed and hung to dry. So one thing I like to focus on in this one and always bring to everyone's attention is there is this feature I'm sure most of you are seeing in vehicles nowadays. We call this a waterfall. At our company, they call it a butt chamfer as well. I just call it a wedge. Either one, I'm sure it explains what it is. But we're seeing this in about 60% of vehicles, of our customer vehicles. And now in 2020 and 2021, I'm seeing that percentage go up more. So what's happening with this is the base, it adjusts in an arc. As you can see in the far right corner, we have full down and full up. So it goes up in an arc. What happens is because of this butt chamfer or waterfall, the back side of our base cannot make good contact into the vehicle seat back. And I really don't think we'd be the only manufacturer experiencing this. So what happens is these situations are all in the uninstalled position. So this is before installation. So you can see that the gaps that are happening here, the bolster and to the back. And these, we had to do that we had to adjust our recline foot in order to get our recline indicator all green. So these gaps are here now. After install, the gap is still there and it's still there to the bolster. So, and then when you go to check it in the belt path, there's no contact with the vehicle seat back. So there is a lot of movement. So one thing that we have done is we have permitted a rolled towel into this gap area. And it sounds kind of funny in the way of, it has to be the right bulkiness. You don't want a big beach towel or a bath towel because it'll be too much. However, one thing we found out depending on the gap is a hand towel from your bathroom really does work to fill that up. And what it does is it creates a compression point into the vehicle seat back. We don't want any gaps anywhere because if there's gaps under the cushion or gaps at the seat back, those gaps in a frontal crash will transfer to your child in an accident. So this is our 5-step process. So first thing, if you get your indicator all green on the side, and in order to do that, if you see that there's gapping that's occurred, place a towel in there. After install, you should have your indicator on top saying you're all green. Remember, that's your visual indicator letting you know you're tightly installed. Always check in that belt path in step 3. Step 4, go back to that recline indicator. Because what can happen as well is upon install, if this towel is not bulky enough, it can rotate in toward the seat back and lift the front of the base. Again, we don't want any gaps underneath the cushion. So if there's gaps under the cushion near the front, you will possibly be able to read this in the indicator as well. So, and that's kind of leads me to step 5, which is what I noted. And just pointing out, a dish towel probably won't be bulky enough. Sometimes I've had to use a dish towel plus a hand towel. And yeah, the other thing too is we do not advise that a pool noodle be used here just because of we don't feel like the compression is great, and it can also easily be hit out or slip out of that position. This is me. Well, this is my contact information. These are my 3 girls, Laurel, Sarah, and Amelia's on the bottom, youngest to oldest. They're the reason why I've really gotten into this field and why I love it so much. And we do have technician discounts that are available on the Mesa and the Ulta. And there's my contact information. Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks very much, everyone. So now we have time for some questions. The first question is, do any of the presenters know if auto manufacturers are looking to redesign Latch to remove or increase the weight limits for installation?
This is Vera. Go ahead. You got it.
No, please go.
Okay. Well, there are some proposals for changes in Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standard 213. There are no NPMs and NPRMs out right now for redesigning lower anchors. However, there are other groups that are looking at some standardized recommendations to make Latch a little bit easier to use. Daniela, you want to add to that?
No, I was going to say that, no, there's nothing right now. I got this question yesterday in my presentation. And one thing with this is on the vehicle manufacturer side, to give everyone a perspective, the car seats are getting bigger, children are getting bigger, and we're pushing to harness longer. So those lower anchors, you know, they're tested to a certain amount of force. And I think because everything keeps getting heavier and bigger, that's why the vehicle manufacturers have put weight limits on those lower anchors. Whether or not they are going to change, like Vera said, there's nothing in the pipeline to our knowledge, but yeah, so just some little bit more information.
Okay, thanks. The next question is for Graco, and they want to know, what is the website for text to purchase seats again? Please, they missed it. You're muted.
I was working on my sign language. I answered that in the chat box, but it's at mercurydistributing.com, or you can call Nadine Van Camp at 1-800-815-6330, extension 122.
Okay. All right, so the next question is for, what's the current plan for the recall of a baby convertible?
Okay, so it was not recalled, it was retrieved. I just want that to be clear. There is a difference between the two. And as far as that coming out, I would just keep an eye. I'm going to give you the blanket statement, and that's keep an eye on retail, your local retail, as well as keep an eye on our social media as to when that's going to be coming out.
Thank you. All right, so the next question is, I'm not quite sure who it's, oh, here it is. I had only seen part of it. Are you aware of the many pop-ups on Facebook advertising discounted Graco, Kiko, and other manufacturing seats at heavily discounted prices? Are these legit? I've not seen that, so you're muted.
Jake, I'm sorry. I think, I don't know. A lot of those are not legit. And all of us manufacturers usually email each other, and I will send those sites to our legal department. They will get a seize. Do not put those out there, because most of the time we're not working with them.
Okay, that's good to know.
Can I add to that?
Yes.
This is Vera with Safe Traffic System. What we have found is that for Safe Traffic System products and some of the other major manufacturers too, what we have found is that there are fake sites being built that are not actually selling the child restraint product or the stroller product. They are just taking in money and they're not even a distributor. So anytime that you see something that is too good to be true, assume that it is too good to be true, and please contact that manufacturer. You can find all of the manufacturer representatives that belong to the Manufacturers Alliance for Child Passenger Safety on Safe Ride News, or you can reach out to any of us. I'm sure that most of you have our contact information from this presentation.
Thank you. For Kiko, do you recommend putting tape around the towel you are suggesting to fill the gap?
I think that was for Up a Baby.
Yeah, after I read it, I wondered that too.
Yeah, no tape. All it is we instruct to take like a hand towel, for example, folding it in half vertically and rolling it. So I have a towel here if you want me to show you, but yeah, it's really getting it in that gap and I'm always available to do FaceTime and chat about that proper position as well. So.
Okay, thank you. Does Graco still require the cup holders to be present for proper installation in some of their seats? And if so, which seats?
Yes, we do require them in some of our car seats, and that will be in the instruction book. I don't have the actual list on it, but if you want to email me directly, I'll send back to the engineers and ask them which ones definitely need the cup holders put in. But it will be in our instruction books for you to look that up when you purchase or have a car seat check going on.
Okay. Another important reason to read the manuals.
Exactly.
All right, with the push to harness longer, why are high harness limits going away? For example, no combination seats are above 65 pounds now.
I don't know if I'm going to speak on behalf of everybody, but I can tell you that you're using, each one of those dummies has the dummies they use in testing have weight limits. So the higher you go in your weight limit, or your age or your weight, the dummies change. Right. So you're putting a 65-pound dummy in a seat. And beyond that, I don't believe there's another dummy. I don't know if any of the other manufacturers know that for a fact. But, I think what it is they're really looking at having that seat used for the age that's proper, using it type of thing. I don't know. I just know what happens in testing and the little things. You're designing seats that accommodate a toddler and then a 6-year-old. So it's hard sometimes to meet the requirements when you are trying to meet certain requirements on the low level and certain requirements on the higher level. So, and I saw the thing that came up about Britex. Again, I can't speak for other manufacturers. Britex isn't here to explain that either. However, I know for a fact that with testing, it's not the easiest thing to meet on the lower weight and the higher weight. Yeah. So
I would plug in that, there is a point when kids, like, yes, we feel better in a 5-point harness, but then there is a point when they are tall enough, when they can fit into the vehicle seatbelt. And so by raising them out of position, then are you out of position too far? So there's that other side. I know that there's special needs and there's, other issues that come about, but we also look at that as well. Like when you look at the growth charts and you look at where kids are, that's not 65 pounds isn't an unreasonable space.
Mm-hmm. And we look at something called, and I'm probably going to mess up the word, anthropomorphic data. And I see, I can't even say it. So I just short form it and say anthro data. And we need data to measure to and to put car seats together to. And, it's hard sometimes looking at whether or not you're going to design to a 50th percentile or a 95th percentile. And so that all plays a role in it as well.
Okay. All right, so Daniela, this one's coming back to you. If you don't recommend taping the towel, how does it keep from unraveling?
It doesn't unravel. I don't know how to explain it because if your towel's like this and your base is in here installed tightly, it's creating that compression point into your seat back. It's not going anywhere.
Right.
So, yeah, reach out to me, honestly, Danielle at upababy.com, and we can have a discussion further, and I can show you some videos and stuff, like, meaning I'll go out to my car and show you.
Okay, so the next one, they want to know, why do the cup holders need to be on for proper installation on the Graco?
Hello?
Hello, you're there.
I got to make sure I'm not muted. It has to do with crash testing. If the car seats are crash tested with the cup holders, then it becomes mandatory on some of the seats. It's not all of the seats. Once again, everyone, please read the instruction books. If you can't find it, email me and I'll get to the guy that does our instruction books, because it should be in every instruction book, which car seats require the cup holders to be installed.
Okay, that is the last question that I see, which is, unless I'm missing something. So, do you guys have anything else to add before we go? We are just about right on time.
No, feel free to send those pop-ups to any of the manufacturers, because we will send them to our legal department and they'll get a cease and desist letter if we are not involved with them.
All right, thank you, everyone. Thank you for the panelists for answering all of our questions. And thanks for everybody for joining us for our conference. We hope that you've gotten a lot of great information to help you with your journey in child passenger safety. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. We have come to the end of our presentations. Thank you, panelists, for an interesting session, and thank you all to those who joined us. So go ahead and watch for an email from us within the next few days to access the conference evaluation and your certificate for continuing education credits. The pop-up evaluation that follows when you close out WebEx is for platform administrators. It actually doesn't get sent to us for the conference, so that's a little bit separate. But you may email ocpd@siumed.edu if you have any questions regarding connection information, the WebEx platform, or continuing education credit. You can expect a response between 8 and 4:30 Central Standard Time between Monday and Friday. Thank you for taking the time and joining us for our very first virtual conference. Have a good day.